What's the wonderful bill do?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I haven't been given substitutes. I'm hoping I can pull it up here. But basically what this bill does is it tweaks a bill that we passed in 2019 having to do with a tax that can only be, or a fee that can only be enacted in Fairfax County and nowhere else to pay for underground utility lines in the Route 1 corridor. The amendments that the county requested broaden the county's authority to spend it on projects beyond just the US 1 corridor, but in other places. It also, the substitute, which I still haven't been able to pull up,
I can't get it in.
also places a cap on the commercial tax, the commercial meter tax. The tax could be $1 a month per meter on residential customers, and there was no cap on commercial meters. And so the substitute puts a cap on both the commercial meters and the residential meters. I think it's up to $15 a year, like $1.20 a month, something like that.
You're from Northern Virginia and you're putting a cap on a fee?
Yes, sir, I am. I might get primaried for it, but yeah, I am. And I still can't pull the substitute up, Mr. Chairman. Otherwise, I could help to explain some of the additional changes. But
Mr. Chair, the substitute is on its way. LIS has been having just a little bit of a delay from when we send it to when it actually gets up online.
Okay.
Yeah, I still can't pull it. The one little line amendment I need to make, but otherwise, Mr. Chairman, I know all the utilities, I believe, are fine with the bill, and the county is mostly fine with it. Not entirely fine, but mostly fine.
Okay.
And if I could pull up the substitute, I could make a line amendment, but I can't see it.
That's still not there.
But that's basically what it does, and I'm not aware of there really any real opposition to the bill.
Okay.
But you got to see it before you can vote on it.
Well, sometimes that's helpful. I'm trying to get on it now. It looks like it might be. Well, now I'm not getting anything. Yeah, that would be helpful. Are there any questions for the patron? Senator Favola.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To the patron, Senator Surovell, on line 45, at least the one in front of me, says no agreement shall require any telecommunications provider or cable provider to share a conduit. I wonder why you put that in, because sometimes sharing a conduit could be a good thing.
Yeah, I don't think the utilities see it that way.
Right.
The idea behind this is they're going to build a duct bank, and the duct bank will have different conduits in the duct bank, one for electric, one for cable, and one for telecom. And as soon as you put two wires in the same conduit, I think it gets harder to maintain and repair it, and so they want separate conduits. And I think that was something that was requested specifically by Verizon, I believe.
Follow-up question, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Favola.
Chairman, the substitute's up now.
Is the county, so the county would never have, would probably not expect to ever ask them to share the conduit, and they're okay with this exclusion? They're okay with
Sorry,
this
can you say that again?
The Fairfax County is okay with this language about no agreement shall require?
Mr. Chairman, yes. The two changes the county would like made to this, which I don't think is a good idea, is number one, they want the State Corporation Commission to review any kind of contract and approve it. And the SEC doesn't get involved in this. This has nothing to do with ratepayer reimbursement, and the SEC is pretty busy, and they didn't want to be involved in reviewing the cost of this. When it's been done in other localities, the SEC's had zero involvement, and I didn't feel like bringing the SEC's opposition into this discussion. And secondly, the county has also requested that the changes contained in this bill be contingent on us appropriating money, Madam Finance Chairman, to pay for this, to pay for the project. Delegate Krizek has proposed a $40 million budget amendment for state taxpayers to underwrite part of this project. And it's the custom of the House not to include finance clauses on their bills. And I don't think this needs a finance clause. The money discussion to me is a separate discussion from these changes. And so that's why I did not include those two changes. Mr. Chairman?
Yep, Senator Surovell.
The line amendment I would ask somebody to move is on line 14. I would like to add the word written between and in agreement, just so it's clear that the agreement has to be a written agreement. That was requested by Verizon.
All right. Is there a motion on
So
the line?
moved.
Moved and seconded, we adopt the line amendment. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Substitutes amended. Any other questions for Senator Surovell on 1385?
Mr. Chairman,
Senator Bell.
just a quick question on, all right, the initial amount, which doing the math is $1, basically the 6.67%. Once the bus rapid transit, the initial proceeds go there, what happens after bus rapid transit's funded?
So, Mr. Chairman, the bus rapid transit project, this is a $900 million transportation improvement. It's part road widening, part 8-mile-long bus rapid transit. There's been about $500 million appropriated so far. It's about 200 to 300 million still that's going to come from the federal government. The project's going to take 7 to 9 years to construct, but the utilities have to start going in about 5 years. And so what this bill does, it authorizes the county to start the tax, to start collecting that money over a period of time. It'll take probably about 16 years to pay back the money that's going to have to be fronted. This tax, in theory, could be bonded off by the county, so they could dedicate the tax proceeds to a bond to get the money up front, et cetera. But part of the amendments that the county requested to this would allow them to dedicate these monies to other projects besides the Route 1 project at any point in the future. So they could apply this to 10 projects over 50 years. It's not only limited to this one project. All the bill says right now is that they have to prioritize the Route 1 project, but they can spend it on other projects after that. Does that answer your question?
Mr. Chairman, basically it never goes away.
Correct.
Mr. Chairman, follow-up question?
Scott, can you take your mask down so we can?
Yeah.
Thanks.
It says anticipated extension of Metro Rail. What happens if that doesn't happen?
That language was just put in to describe the project that had to be prioritized. It's not contingent on that project being built. It's just, I needed to come up with language that described which project was going to be prioritized, and the comprehensive plan projects that the metro will be extended down that road along with the bus rapid transit, which is currently being designed and funded.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I move that we report to, does this have to go to finance?
No.
It shouldn't have to. Okay, I move that we report the substitute as amended.
Mr. Chairman, just making sure there's no public comment.
I have one, Mr. Chair. Rick Cornwell, please go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, maybe you might be able to see me now also. We appreciate the work that Senator Surovell has put into this bill. I'm Rick Cornwell with Verizon. In addition to his helpful amendment this morning to specify written agreements, throughout the bill, I can't see the substitute, but I'm familiar with the language. And throughout the bill, it refers to lines for providers. We'd like to see that word changed to facilities that encompasses everything that goes underground.
Mr. Chairman, I got no problem with that technical amendment.
Second. Aye. Aye.
Thank you.
All right. Any other public comment? I'm sorry.
We have one more, Mr. Chair.
One more.
Tim McCormick, please go ahead.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. Tim McCormick on behalf of the Virginia Cable Telecommunications Association. I just want to say that we support the bill as amended.
Great. Is that it?
All right, I made a motion, Mr. Chairman.
It's
You
been
need a second.
Well, it's been amended again, so maybe you better make the motion again.
Okay, I move the substitute with both amendments.
Moved and seconded that the substitute as amended be reported. All in favor?
Ayes 13, no 0, 1 abstention.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir. All right, let's go back over and we'll take them